Do you think the access to the web is for everything equally? If you think yes, you're wrong. There are many people with different needs outside, and our duty is thinking of everybody. It's time for the companies to take this seriously. We are allies.
Welcome everybody, we are Allies, a team passionate about technology, and today we would like to talk about web accessibility. But first, I present this multidisciplinary team from Santiago, Chile, which is made up of Eduardo de Souza, Service Delivery Manager, Manuel Arias, Quality Engineer, Mario Espinosa, Developer, Daniel Werner, Developer, and me, Jorge Guerrero, User Experience Designer. I will start by explaining the problem statement. Today, Equifax doesn't have a formal process to publicize web accessibility standards and how to ensure a level of compliance of a digital product that has user interfaces to improve the experience of use by people with disability to create a positive impact. We want to commit to including web accessibility and continuously improving user experience by applying the most relevant accessibility standards. The web is for many people an essential part of daily life, at work, at college, and even on the street. We pursue equality access by everyone. In fact, everyone has a better user experience with the right implementation of color contrast, keyboard navigation, UI element sizes, headings according to the layout and design. A company's digital presence should reflect its brand values.
Hello, my name is Manuel Arias and I will explain our proposed solution. Expand the documentation of the engineering handbook allows to all collaborators to obtain the same information for all projects. This leads to every people to create a better user stories, including accessibility testing in the acceptance criteria. According to this point, it's really necessary count with the implementation of automated test that allows us test accessibility quickly and ensure all points in WCAG will be covered. This lets us to obtain accessibility certificates for our products. And finally, in the future, we provide a template of automated tests who generates reports if there's accessibility issues on our products as the same way as the Sonar Scanner or Fortify.
To solve unexpected problems.
Hi, my name is Mario Espinosa, and I am going to present our solution and describe the technology stack. So for our automated CI/CD pipeline, we used Protractor for end-to-end testing. We used Axe as a tool for testing our accessibility, following the WCAG standard. We used GitHub Actions for our pipeline runner, and as a work in progress, we're integrating G Suite reports directly from our pipeline.
Hey everyone, my name is Daniel Werner, and I'm going to give you an overview of the technologies we are using for this demo presentation. The first technology I'm going to introduce to you is Protractor. Protractor is an end-to-end testing framework that comes as the default testing tool for Angular applications. Protractor allows us to run testing scenarios against an Angular application running in a real device or browser, allowing us to replicate real user interaction in our app and ensure the application works as expected and guarantee a better user experience. To integrate accessibility checks in our end-to-end test, we use Axe, a web accessibility tool used to analyze pages and report accessibility defects in websites and web applications. Axe uses the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines to check for accessibility rules, with the level of conformance specified by the developer. While the application is a browser plugin, there are tools such as Axe WebDriver that let us use Axe functionalities in our end-to-end test scenarios. Using these tools along with Cucumber as the specification framework and Selenium as the automation tool, We can run end-to-end test scenarios to navigate through our application, ensure it's working as expected, and check if it's properly accessible. Then we can integrate these tools into a pipeline that we configure in order to automate these tests to run according to our preferences, like running end-to-end tests before every major release, or make it so it saves an accessibility report every week. While any pipeline will suffice, for this demo presentation we have configured GitHub Actions to run our end-to-end tests every time a pull request is done to our repository, and fail if an accessibility error is found. Now I'll let Mario continue with the demo presentation.
So first of all, we're going to run our test in a branch that it has accessibility issues. So we are going to run this end-to-end script that is the same one that is going to be run in the GitHub action flow that will include the WebDriver update and also the end-to-end testing using Protractor. So as you can see, it builds the project, it starts to generate the builds, and it will deploy a browser which will run and test the application itself. And finally, it will create a report with the actual result of the test. As you can see here, we have accessibility issues, and we're going to go into depth with that, mostly related to button names and names that is the interaction with screen readers. Now I am going to switch back to another branch that has Now I am going to continue presenting the accessibility passing test. As you can see, it is the same process, the same script, and after the run we're going to show what are the ideal process of running the pipeline. This pipeline on each one of the pull requests and merges it will be run, so you can see that on any push or any pull request it's going to be run and perform the test. So now we have a pipeline with all the accessibility issues passing, and as you can see here in the description of the test, this is going to be accessible. I'm going to show now what happens on the pipeline side. So for each one of these sections, so we have one running the accessibility fail test and one running the accessibility pass test, and for each one of them, if you go to the detail of the accessibility, it has all the description for each one of the errors with this folder. This is provided by Axe, and in the case of a proper run with all the accessibility tests in place, then we have a successful run which says that all the scenarios are working and doesn't have anything to be corrected by the. So on each one of the pull requests or pushes, you are able to run the workflow. And if you want to have a deeper dive into the action itself, it is as simple as adding a new stage on the pipeline.
Hello, my name is Edward and I will talk you about how to inject our solution in Equifax Business. Let's start by pointing out that accessibility is a fundamental value and it has to be considered as a basic human right. Companies that have a good relation with universal accessibility exhibit better social approval, has access to bigger markets, and reduce their legal risk. Also, applying universal accessibility to products and services has a better chance to solve unexpected problems. The proposed solution will be the starting point to establish a better way to make software across all Equifax, including accessibility best practices with the final goal of providing better user experience to the existing and new products. Our end goal is to create a shared accessibility model with the contribution of all alliances, and maybe create a whole new entry in the engineering handbook to cover this important topic. If we manage to include these accessibility checks from the very beginning, let's say from requirement capture, user story creation, to our software integration and testing processes, we can achieve a more inclusive, more human Equifax with a good example to follow and a great sign of respect for our customers. I'd like to bring this presentation to a close with the following fact. Just in the United States, an estimated 25% of adults, that is around 61 million people, and 40% age 65 or older, have a disability. That is all we have to share for now. We sincerely appreciate that we had this opportunity to present to you. Thank you.